Is this finally the first hint of Planet 9? Have astronomers finally discovered the elusive Planet 9 hiding at the edge of our solar system all this time? This season, we're branching out with mind-blowing science collectibles that are guaranteed to spark your curiosity. What's inside the box? Here's a sneak peek. Curiosity bricks, a custom set of metal building blocks crafted from zinc, aluminum, brass, and steel. Heavier, sturdier, and ready to take your creations to the next level. Nitinol paperclip. Does metal remember more than humans? The answer is yes. Twist, bend, and deform it, then watch it snap back to its perfect paperclip shape when heated. Magic? Science. OmniJump, a 6-in-1 marble solitaire. Conquer this classic puzzle loved by French royalty, now with a twist and a hidden compartment for your marbles. These exclusive, one-of-a-kind items are only available in this newest 2025 edition. What does that mean? That when they're gone, it's a done deal. You won't find them anywhere else anymore. So, does this sound like something you'd love? Subscribe now and get the Body Deck plus Lightyear bottle free. Don't miss out because once it's gone, it's gone. Astronomers may have just made the breakthrough discovery of the decade, a genuine candidate for the mysterious Planet 9. By comparing infrared sky surveys taken 23 years apart, researchers have identified what could be our solar system's long-hypothesized ninth planet. The discovery came from analyzing data between the Infrared Astronomical Satellite (IRAS) and the AKARI satellite, revealing an object that moved precisely 47 arcminutes across the sky during that time period, exactly the movement pattern expected for a massive planet orbiting far beyond Neptune. Be sure to keep watching until the end of this video, because I'm going to reveal shocking evidence that suggests Planet 9 may actually be an interstellar kidnapping victim, captured from another star system billions of years ago. So don't click away. You won't want to miss these revolutionary theories that astronomers are only now beginning to seriously consider. This candidate stands out from the crowd of previous false alarms. Researchers initially identified 13 potential objects before narrowing down to this single promising candidate. What makes this discovery particularly compelling is the clear movement pattern shown between the two surveys, consistent with a large planetary body orbiting at extreme distances from our Sun. The object was captured at different positions by completely separate telescope missions decades apart, significantly strengthening the case. At a distance estimated between 400 and 800 astronomical units, that's up to 800 times farther than Earth is from the Sun, this object would orbit in the dim, frigid outer reaches of our solar system. If confirmed, it would likely be a world several times more massive than Earth, potentially as much as 10 Earth masses, making it a super-Earth or mini-Neptune, unlike anything else in our planetary family. These findings have already been accepted for publication in the publications of the Astronomical Society of Australia and await peer review, the crucial next step in scientific validation. The astronomical community remains divided on this discovery. Some researchers are cautiously optimistic, while others, including Mike Brown, one of the original Planet 9 theorists, have expressed skepticism since this candidate's orbit doesn't perfectly match their predictions. If confirmed, the discovery would solve one of astronomy's most persistent mysteries: the strange clustered orbits of distant trans-Neptunian objects that appear to be shepherded by something massive. These objects, floating in what's known as the Kuiper Belt, follow orbital patterns that seem impossibly coordinated unless a large planetary body is influencing them through gravitational pull. Skeptics have proposed alternative explanations. Perhaps the clustering is just a statistical fluke, or maybe the combined gravitational effects of multiple smaller objects create the same pattern. Some have even suggested more exotic possibilities, like a primordial black hole lurking at the solar system's edge, though most astronomers consider this highly unlikely. The hunt for Planet 9 represents the cutting edge of modern planetary science. This latest candidate might finally end the search that has frustrated astronomers for years, or it could join the long list of Planet X disappointments. Either way, we're closer than ever to resolving one of our solar system's greatest remaining mysteries, and the next few years could bring the definitive answer we've been waiting for. The search for planets beyond Neptune has a long and turbulent history that began even before Pluto's discovery in 1930. Astronomers have been obsessed with finding Planet X, a hypothetical world beyond Neptune, for well over a century. This quest has seen dramatic highs and disappointing lows, with the current Planet 9 hypothesis representing just the latest chapter in this scientific saga. The story begins with Neptune itself, whose discovery in 1846 was a triumph of mathematical prediction. Irregularities in Uranus's orbit led astronomers to calculate where another planet should be, and there Neptune was, almost exactly where predicted. This success inspired astronomers to apply the same logic again, reasoning that Neptune's orbit also showed irregularities that might indicate yet another planet lurking beyond. This thinking eventually led to Pluto's discovery by Clyde Tombaugh in 1930, but astronomers quickly realized something was wrong. Pluto was far too small to account for the orbital anomalies they had discovered. The Planet X hypothesis never fully died, with astronomers continuing to search the outer solar system for something massive enough to explain these orbital mysteries. The modern Planet 9 hypothesis emerged much more recently. In 2016, Caltech researchers Konstantin Batygin and Mike Brown published their groundbreaking paper that revitalized the search. They weren't looking at Neptune's orbit, but instead at a peculiar clustering of trans-Neptunian objects, TNOs. 6 of these distant bodies shared suspiciously similar orbital characteristics. All had elliptical orbits pointing in the same direction and tilted in the same way. The odds of this arrangement occurring by chance were calculated to be just 0.007%. Batygin and Brown concluded that the most likely explanation was an unseen, massive planet shepherding these smaller bodies through gravitational influence. Their calculations suggested a super-Earth, about 5 to 10 times Earth's mass, orbiting approximately 400 to 800 AU from the Sun. Hey guys, before moving on to the question, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our daily and weekly videos. Despite extensive searching, years have passed without a definitive discovery. This has led many to question whether Planet 9 exists at all. Some astronomers have proposed alternative explanations for the observed TNO clustering, including the combined gravitational effects of many smaller objects, creating the same pattern we observe. The Planet 9 search has seen numerous false alarms. In 2015, astronomers claimed to have directly observed a giant planet-like object beyond Neptune, generating headlines worldwide. Further investigation revealed it was merely a distant galaxy. Similarly, in 2017, scientists analyzing data from NASA's WISE telescope announced a possible Planet 9 candidate, only to later retract their findings. Despite these disappointments, the evidence has actually strengthened over time. Since the original hypothesis, astronomers have identified additional TNOs that fit the clustering pattern, now totaling around a dozen objects. Moreover, researchers have identified other solar system peculiarities that Planet 9 could explain, including the unusual tilt of the Sun's axis relative to the orbital plane of the planets. The debate remains fierce, with some astronomers convinced Planet 9 must exist, while others maintain the clustering could be explained through other mechanisms. This debate represents science at its best, a complex mystery being tackled through observation, theory, and healthy skepticism. If Planet 9 exists, its discovery would revolutionize our understanding of planetary science and solar system formation. The implications extend far beyond simply adding another planet to our cosmic family portrait. They challenge fundamental assumptions about how our solar system formed and evolved over billions of years. One of the most intriguing possibilities concerns Planet 9's origin. Unlike the other 8 planets that likely formed from the original protoplanetary disk, Planet 9 may have a far more exotic history. The leading theory suggests it could be an interstellar refugee, a planet that originated around another star before being gravitationally captured by our Sun. This scenario would have required a close encounter between stellar systems early in our solar system's history, which astronomers now believe was much more common than previously thought. Another possibility is that Planet 9 formed much closer to the Sun, perhaps between the current gas giants, before being violently ejected outward through gravitational interactions with Jupiter or Saturn. This migration theory would help explain why Planet 9's orbit is so elliptical and tilted compared to other planets. Computer simulations suggest such dramatic planetary migrations may have been common during the chaotic early days of our solar system. The search for Planet 9 is about to enter an exciting new phase thanks to next-generation observational technologies. Chief among these is the Vera C. Rubin Observatory, currently under construction in Chile and expected to begin operations soon. With its unprecedented 8.4-meter mirror and 3.2 gigapixel camera, the Rubin Observatory will conduct the Legacy Survey of Space and Time, LSST, systematically scanning the entire visible sky every few nights for a decade. This observatory is specifically designed to detect faint, slow-moving objects in the outer solar system, exactly what we need to find Planet 9. Astronomers estimate that if Planet 9 exists, the Rubin Observatory has an excellent chance of spotting it within the first few years of operation. Other facilities joining the hunt include the James Webb Space Telescope and powerful ground-based telescopes like the Subaru Telescope in Hawaii. If confirmed, Planet 9 would immediately become a prime target for future space missions. The extreme distance makes a direct probe challenging with current technology, but advances in propulsion systems like solar sails and nuclear propulsion could eventually make such a mission feasible. The scientific value would be immense, a chance to study a completely new class of planet unlike anything in the inner solar system. Finding Planet 9 would also prompt us to reconsider what we think of as a typical solar system. For decades, astronomers assumed that our solar system, with its 4 inner rocky planets and 4 outer gas giants, represented a standard planetary arrangement. Exoplanet discoveries have already challenged this notion, and Planet 9 would further demonstrate that even our understanding of our own solar system remains incomplete. The next few years promise to be transformative for our understanding of the solar system's architecture. As new observatories come online, we may finally resolve the Planet 9 question once and for all, and possibly discover even more surprises lurking at the edges of our cosmic neighborhood. What would you find more exciting? Discovering Planet 9 as a massive, rocky, icy world, or finding out it's actually something more exotic like a primordial black hole? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, watch our videos in the end screens or the playlists.